creative friends, this is Heather North from heatherscreativeblessings.com. I was recently in a blog hop. It was the Cards for Him online class blog hop with the design team from Stamp Nation, Sandy Allnock from Operation Right Home, and the confetti crew from Reverse Confetti. Along the hop, I was asked several times how I made the background for this card, the texture. If you've taken the Cards for Him class, you probably recognize that this is from the texture portion of the class. And I'm sorry the camera doesn't pick it up too well, but there you see. It really doesn't take too many supplies to do texture. You're going to want to choose a stencil. I've got this Distressed Diamonds, I think, or Textured Diamonds stencil from Memory Box. I have some embossing paste. I just used white. And you're going to need a tool to spread it. I got this from the cake decorating department of my local craft store. This really reminds me of a whipped frosting. A little bit heavier than whipped frosting, but lighter than a buttercream frosting. And the tool, the spreading tool, works perfectly. But I've even seen people use the side of a cardboard to spread their embossing paste. So whatever works for you. And you're going to need some embossing powder of your choice. I'm using black today. The rest of the tools you probably have on hand if you're a paper crafter. I take a piece of scrap paper. You're going to want to use a surface that is protected. This is repositionable adhesive. I'm just going to put my card front down on that. There's already some embossing powder on my surface. And then you're just going to place your stencil over your cardstock. Make sure it's placed where you want it. This particular stencil has a lot of grunge to it. It's not just a neat, orderly, perfectly spaced, complete stencil, so it's not quite so critical where this goes, but some of them it really is. Then you're going to take some this is Post-it tape. You can take painter's tape or washi tape or even Scotch tape and just adhere your stencil down. If I'm working with a stencil that I need to make sure all of the lines and grids in it are perfect, I like to use a repositionable spray adhesive on the back of my stencil, and that way it makes complete contact with your cardstock. I really like that. But with this, it really doesn't matter. It has a little bit of a grungy look to it. You'll see. Let me show you this. It already has a not quite perfect look. But I do want to get it down so that I can get some of those grid lines in. Next, I'm just going to take some embossing paste and put it on my surface. I like to spread it all in the same direction. This also helps with getting good contact. You can completely scrape it and smooth it. Mine is almost completely, but there's a little bit of texture. I'm adding a lot of texture anyways with my next couple steps, so this doesn't really matter, but it's up to you. If you want more, you just add a little bit of more and do it just like you would frosting. You want to make sure that you cover your embossing paste so it doesn't dry out. And my stamp room's in my garage, so I use a baby wipe to just clean this off really quickly, but if you are close to a sink, you can just run it under water. Remove your stencil, and like I said, you'll want to clean this. You can see what happens here when you don't have really good contact versus here. You'll just get embossing paste up under your stencil, which for this card it really doesn't matter. If you have a card it does matter, make sure it's taped down very well all the way around. And like I said, try out that spray adhesive, repositionable spray adhesive on your back, on the back of your stencil to get it down. My next step is just take some black embossing powder. While the embossing paste is still wet, I just sprinkle that embossing powder over it. Tap off the excess. Now I'm going to take my heat tool and just heat this up, and you'll notice that it will start to kind of bubble as it melts, as the embossing powder melts and the paste underneath kind of dries. So So this area down here is where I had it really thick and it went under the stencil, and you can see how that looks, and I'm just going to continue on with the rest of it to show you how it looks as it melts. There you have it. Is that not the coolest technique? I just love that. I would love to see you guys experiment with this. Try different colors of embossing paste, see if it makes a difference. Try different colors of embossing powder. I think this would be really pretty with all kinds of different powders. I hope you will give this a try. If you're interested in either the Vlog Hop with the Stamp Nation design team and the Reverse Confetti crew and Sandy Allnock, or you just want to check out what's going on with the Masculine Cards for Him online class, check out the links below if you're on YouTube, or just scroll down if you're on my blog, and I'll have links to those things so that you can check it out too. I'm going to take this piece and make another card. I'm trying to decide whether it's going to be for graduation or for Father's Day, but I'm really inspired to be making masculine cards right now, so it'll be one or the other, I'm pretty sure. I hope you find some time today to get a little bit creative. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for being a part of the Blog Hop. Bye!